tax accountant itu they assure that businesses and individuals are in compliance with tax laws.
Okay, so the first career, the tax accountants, you choose compliance. Lita, can perhaps you know what the compliance means? Like comply, yeah? Compliance is comply. What does comply means? Like to fulfill, to adjust, yeah? Okay, Lita choose compliant for the tax accountants. The other questions, the other career, the accounting interns and the property accountants.
I will try number 2, sir.
Okay, please go ahead.
Accounting interns.
Okay.
They assist the accounting department with a variety of tasks.
Okay. Perhaps you wanna add up some definitions, Stephanus, if you know the means of the assist.
Assist is like helping, sir.
Yeah, like an assistance, yeah.
Yes.
Okay. So the last supposed to be, if the other questions is if the other response is right, so supposed to be the last, the rest of the answer is supposed to be the correct one, right? So who's the raised hands? Samuel, are you the one who raised hands?
Yes.
Okay.
Oh, nothing, sir. Just address here.
Okay, address. Are we agree on these answers, class? Anything you wanna perhaps revise toward your classmates' response? No? Okay, so we're going to check compliance here, right? So the compliance assist and address tax accountants. So they ensure that businesses and individuals are in compliance with the tax laws. So of course, yeah, because when we talk about the laws, it's very strict, yeah, strict regulations. So that's why the tax accountant is supposed to be not only comply to the tax laws, but they need to know, yeah, about the regulation itself, yeah, because again, when we talk about the accounting aspect, it's very rigid, yeah. It cannot be negotiated in the terms of the regulations itself, yeah. When we talk about let's say tax income, yeah, in Indonesia, we knew or we need to obey the how to say, like the 21 law, yeah. I don't know how to say in English, but the regulation numbers in the 21 tax income 21 law, yeah. Jadi PPh 21 in Indonesia we call. So they need to really comply to those rules, like in the tax value added. So they also need to know about those regulations. Again, we are moving on to the accounting interns. They assist the accounting department with the variety of tasks. I think it's already clear, yeah. It's supposed to be assist now. And the last, the property accountants. They address the requirements needed to buy and sell real estate. Yeah, okay. It's ready. Okay, the last activity, yeah, with the words of inspecting, paying, and examine, yeah. Okay, please take a look. The forensic accountants, the internal auditors, and the last, the accounts payable clerks. So I saw some of you haven't gave the response. Mawar and who's other? Already. Yeah, only Mawar, yeah. Haven't shared their haven't shared her response, yeah. Okay, Mawar, you wanna try? Which one you wanna try?
Yes, sir.
Okay, the forensic one. The internal one or the last one? The accountant payable clerks.
The first one.
The first one. Okay, go ahead. Can you read for us?
They thoroughly examine the financial of a business or an individual.
Okay, you choose the examine.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Are you sure? Are you sure, Mawar?
Yes,
Okay.
sir.
Okay. So can you tell the class what the examine means?
Examine like revise anything.
Sorry? I can hear you. Yep, Mawar.
Yes,
Why?
I think examine like revise again.
Oh, sorry.
Revise.
Revise. Okay. Revise. What kind of revise that you mean? Okay. I can hear anything. Okay. So how about the internal auditors class? So Mawar chose
Inspecting, sir.
sorry,
Number 2 is inspecting.
inspecting. Okay. So Stefanus chose the inspecting for the second career, the internal auditors. How about the last one, class?
The last staying.
Supposed to be, yeah. If
Staying.
the other questions correctly, yeah. Okay. So we're going to check. Tara. Okay, correct. They thoroughly examine the financials of a business or individual. Yeah. And again, the internal auditors, employees of a company who are responsible for inspecting its account. So again, when we talk about auditors, yeah, there is also the external auditors. So again, I think external auditors have a slightly definitions with the forensic one. Yeah. Even when with divine to be specifically, it could be various of tasks that they need to do, but again there is slightly similar task between those career, yeah. And the last, the account payable clerks, ya. Jadi ini in a simple word in bahasa we call like ini ya, kasir di bagian petty cash seperti itu ya. So they are responsible for paying the outgoing invoice or bills on behalf of a company. Yeah, so let's say if you work in the company or let's say in the institutions, and then do you wanna reimburse your expenses, let's say your lunch or even your transportations, or even if you are being tasked to going somewhere, and then the cost of the transportations will be paying by you at the first, but at the last the institutions will be redeem or reimburse your expenses. And the one who are responsible to organize those things is the accounts payable clerks. Yeah. Okay. So this is the recap, yeah, of the job tasks in accounting. So the bookkeeper, cost accountants, tax accountants, controllers, accounting interns, property accountants, the forensic accountants, internal auditors, and last the account payable clerk. So I hope this kind of title, this kind of careers, you can like briefly definitions, yeah, toward this career, and then you can be, let's say, going to analyze more and more about this career, or perhaps adding more careers that you wanna to find out, yeah, at the end of, let's say, the subject or your college life. Okay, we are moving on in the second agenda, the numbers. Yeah, again, sometimes when we read this kind of numbers, it difficult, yeah, for some of us, and then it takes time, yeah, to read this kind of number or to pronounce this kind of number. Of course, I will. I mean, my pronunciations will be different for rather than the native one, but I hope we can learn, yeah, how to read this at least correctly in the terms of how to say the separations, yeah, between the one before the comma or the full stop, and the numbers is after comma or the yeah, after the full stop or the comma. Okay, so if you see in the screen, we are going to learn the first terminology or the first word about the numbers in the US money. Yeah, so there is a number of $5.21. So in order to read this one, we can say $5.21. Yeah, $5.21. Okay, we are moving on. This is the years, yeah, the 1971, 1970, sorry, 71, not 70, 71. Okay, moving on. The 28.96, yeah, the 28.96. And again, I will share you the native pronouns, yeah, later on. You can learn at your home or even in your room, yeah. But for now, we are going to learn how to pronounce or saying this, at least the correct one, yeah. But again, you can pronounce with the shadowing method that I share to you, class, yeah, how to pronounce like the British one or with the American accent one. That's for me, that's okay, yeah, those accents. But the one you're supposed to be understand well is how to pronounce or how to say this one correctly. Yeah, and the third one about the decimal points, the 28.96. So no, not 96, yeah, class, but 96. Yeah, not 96, but 96. 28.96. Yeah. Now this is the more complicated one. So 301,000,000 $10,905. Yeah, take a look for a moment. 301,000,000 $10,905. So prepare, yeah. Perhaps I will going to use this kind of number to become our quiz, let's say in the next week or in the following sections, yeah. So okay, yep. Who's talking, Lita? Is it you?
Yes,
Yep.
sir. I just want to ask what the difference these numbers and before. Like before, you just say 96, I think.
Yep. If you, yeah, that's a good.
Why we don't use 96?
Yeah. If you see, yeah, this is like how to say in the English one. It is not how to say, like a fractions, yeah, like a fractions. So the 28.96. So the like in Indonesia, we use the thousands or million with the full stop, right? But in the Western context, we use the comma. So those symbols is become the key points or the key differences, yeah. The comma and the full stop, yeah. So in the Western context, we use the million, thousands with the symbols with the comma, yeah, the symbols of comma. But in the Westerns, they use in Indonesia we use the full stop, but in the Westerns we use comma. If you can see this one, it's supposed to be in bahasa we call 301 juta, ya. Yeah, but in English they use a comma as the symbols to separate those words, yeah. You get my point, class? Or Lita, is it answer to your questions?
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Lita, for the good questions. but I do not know about in the context of in Afghanistan. Yeah, I do not know. But in the Western context, we usually this kind of symbols or how to read these numbers correctly. Yeah, or if you find something that really perhaps current revisions about this number, you can give your suggestions, yeah, class. This is the last or not the last, the current way to read or even pronounce these numbers. Okay, we are moving on. So this is the euro, yeah. So at previous not previous, I mean like several years ago, yeah, years ago. Sometimes I get confused, yeah, with the symbols of euro and also the pound sterling. So the euro is like the E with the strip one, but the pound sterling is there is an how to say like an E word, but without the double strip, yeah, or double underline in the middle, yeah. So this is the euro money, yeah. If you can see the US and the euro money, it's uses the same context. The thousands one using the comma, not the full stop in Indonesia way, yeah. So this one supposed to be read like this one, the 46,138 euros. So in the rupiahs, we can say 46,000 in the Western context, yeah. Let's say in these numbers convert to in the rupiahs into rupiahs currency, we can directly state it or say 46,138 rupiahs. Do not forget the S word at the last currency, yeah. Dollars, rupiahs, euros, yeah. Nah, this one, the UK, the pound sterling, yeah. That's why they say like 63 pounds, 21 pence. 63, 21 pence. This is the UK money, the pound sterling ones. So it is the out of the context of the topic between regarding our agenda about the number. Can anyone give me a tip, not tips, a knowledge why the UK use pound sterling rather than euro? Anyone knows? You know what the policy that they use currently in the UK or in the British, the England countries? The one big, how to say, the policy that become a big issue in the global world. Anyone knows? But still, yeah, euro can be used in the UK as long that let's say that organizations or let's say that business organizations can receive those kind of money. But again, they prefer using the pound sterling rather than the euro. Anyone knows? Wanna try? Perhaps Martin, Ryan, Joyce. The Brexit, right? If you ever called the Brexit, the British exit. So actually, past years, I don't really remember the years, but actually the England, yeah, or the British countries is part of the Euro. Not Euro, I mean the EU, yeah, the European Union, yeah. It's like in Asia, in Indonesia we call ASEAN, yeah, the how to say like the Southeast, yeah, the Southeast Asian countries. But it because the Brexit policy, so UK or the British choose using the pound sterling rather than using the euros. So it against gave some effects toward their economic situations and another situations that been regulated within the law. Yeah. So again, this is only adding informations, yeah, class, between the currency. Okay, we are moving on, yeah. So this one without the currency, only the numbers. Yeah, as you can see, again in the Western context or in the global context that we can learn together, when when the numbers is million or let's say billion, they using the symbols of comma, not the full stops. So do not getting confused or do not getting wrong, yeah, between the comma and also the full stop. It can be a different pronunciations and also different meaning, yeah, the full stop and also the comma. Yeah, so this one is 7,673,420. It's quite easy, yeah. You know what is the tip to say or to pronounce these numbers? Anyone found anything that become an easier way to pronounce this number? Anyone know the tip? Of course, first we need to know about the, like, how many numbers, yeah, like let's say in the million or in the billion or even in the thousands, in the 100,000s, let's say. So we need to make sure first, yeah, or let's say in the shorter words, how many zeros in those numbers, yeah, or how many numbers in those sentence. And then again, not we can directly put the million into the first passage or in the first word, yeah, 7 million, or let's say in the 70, if we change this number into the 78 millions, yeah, we can say the 78 million, not 7 million, yeah. And again, we will continue into the second, let's say in the second sections, yeah. So if let's say I have a pencil, so can I use the pencil in the Zoom? Yeah. Okay. Unfortunately, I do not have pencils. It would be good if I can write the lines here between the separators numbers. So, okay. So, okay. So 673,000. Yeah, 673,000. So it combines, yeah, in the middle sections, 673,000. And the last is the rest of the number, 420. Yeah, it's quite easy. What do you think, class? Not really, sir. Yeah, again, of course, yeah, it needs practice, yeah, to getting familiar with how to read or even write these numbers, yeah. So at the end, if you are asking as a presenters, or let's say being to assigned to speak these numbers, you are already getting familiar, yeah, and then it will be easier to speak this one how to say quickly, yeah, not taking too much time. But again, of course, it needs practice. Even for me, I also still practice to read these numbers and another things, yeah. Okay, because again, and English is not our mother tongue, yeah. That's why we need to repeat it again and again, yeah. And this is one like the easiest one, yeah, the years 2025, or let's say how to say in another pronunciations class, if you know, beside this one, let's say in the 2021, how to say this one, or in our year.
220.
Sorry, Lita, I can hear you. like 2025, yeah, 2021, yeah, like 2020, right? And the last, not the last, yeah, this is again, we practice again the 400,000s, and sorry, not without n, yeah, 400,360. Okay, the other one, 249 point, sorry, 49.567. Anyone still remembers? Sorry, anyone still remember why we do? I mean, why we are read this this way, not like the other way, the previous one? Because
Because it's decimal.
yeah, and also the separator numbers, yeah. This is not the comma one. This is the
Point.
the point one, yeah. So you need to carefully again, yeah. So Indonesia, let's say, if we are not familiar with this kind of numbers, we are directly say or stated this number like 249,000, right? But it's wrong, yeah, because the separator numbers or the full stop in these terms means decimals, yeah. It's like a comma, but the comma in the Western aspect translated into Indonesia into the ordinary numbers, yeah, that we are usual spoke, yeah, regularly, yeah. Or how about in the Afghanistan context, Martin or anyone, or Samuel or Ryan? It is the same context when we say or pronounce the correctly. I know the language, of course, is a different one, but the way we say this number, is it the same way or the other way? I mean the different way. Do you get my point, Martin?
Yep, sir. I got what you're asking, but the point is that I do not know.
Okay,
I think it's same as like English.
like the Western context.
Yeah.
Yeah. So in that way, your country is way how to say, way modern than Indonesian's context, or even Indonesian context do not know. I mean, do not follow the Western context. Sometimes the way, even the way we say the number, when when it relates to the history, it can be related to the politics. Yeah, sometimes the way to read the numbers, it can be related, but I don't know. I haven't researched those theories. But sometimes the way we spoke, the way we read, or even the way we drive, it relates to the history background. Like, let's say Indonesia been how to say, jajah, yeah, been colonized by the mixed countries like the European, like the Portugal, the Portuguese, and also the England, the Dutch, the Holland, the Japanese. So it's sometimes in different areas in Indonesia, we spoke in another way, yeah. But that's only for adding informations again. No need to. Okay. We are moving on. Yeah, this is like the easiest one, yeah, 3 billion without adding numbers, yeah, 3 billion, 4 billion, yeah. This is like this, the decimal points, yeah, 9.02. So we can also say 9.02. That's okay too, yeah, to read this number 9.0. So O in the British context, it means 0, yeah, O. Okay, and also this one, if you can see, 9 point, you see, not 7,000, right? We speak one by one according to those numbers, 7, 8, 4, 1. So in the decimals scheme, or in the decimals context, we need to say the numbers after the separator numbers or the full stop symbols, we need to say one by one according to those numbers. So 9.7841, not 9.7,841, not that way, but supposed to be 9.7841. It's quite long, but this is the how we supposed to be read or say this number correctly. Yeah. Do you get my point, class?
Yes.
Yep. Okay. Okay. This one also the commas. Can I ask anyone to read these numbers to make you getting familiar? Yeah. How to speak this number? Anyone wanna try?
I will try,
sir.
sir.
Okay. Go ahead. Anyone?
Martin, you wanna go?
Let's go ahead.
Okay. 23,870,550,000.
Yep. It's again, it's quite easy in the sense of if you know how to yeah, of course, how to read, but what I'm trying to say is about you need to carefully again, yeah, to see how many zeros or how many numbers, yeah, after the separated numbers or even the symbols, yeah, either using comma again or using the full stop. Okay, this is the fractions, yeah, or Indonesia we call pecahan. In Afghanistan, I don't know how to call it because I haven't learned the Afghanistan's language. Perhaps Martin, Samuel, or Ryan will teach me about Afghanistan way, yeah, to read. Okay, 2.5, 2.5, yeah, 2.5. Or again, if you change, if you want to convert these fractions into decimals, that's up to you. But in the fractions, we speak 2.5. Yeah, 2.5. Okay. This one, 58 and 1/8. 58 and 1/8. So not using the over, yeah, like the symbol of this one, the slash one, not using the word over, but directly 58 and 1/8. Yeah, 58 and 1/8. This one, 5/16. Yeah, 5/16 because there is no number in the fronts, yeah, between I mean before the fractions, yeah, like this one 2.5, this one 58 and then 1/8, and then if the number is like this kind of yeah, in the screen, we can directly say 5/16. 5/16. And this is the last, yeah, the percentage, the 21% and also the 78%. Sorry, 78, 67. I don't know. Okay, it's quite easy, right? The percentage. Or if we using the comma 1, let's say the 67% 0.32%, yeah. So let's say, okay. Any questions so far, class?
Sir, I've got a question.
No, sir.
Sorry, Martin?
I've got a question.
Yep.
In Indonesia, you said that instead of comma, yeah, it is the dot, right?
Yeah.
Or period.
Yep.
So how are we supposed to read like decimals?
Well, sorry, I don't get your questions. What do you mean?
So, for example, 78,000 between 78,900, for example.
Yep.
Between 8 and 9, we are gonna have comma, right?
No, we use the full stop in the Indonesian context.
Okay, in Indonesian context, you're using full stop. So, for example, if you want to say a decimal number, how is like what is the sign of it? Is it still same?
We using the word of comma. So let's say in this, I'll give you the, to make you easier, like this one, right? The 9.7841.
Yep.
I will change the point into the Indonesian context.
Okay.
9,7841.
So
Only-
it is kind of like reversed of the version.
Yep, correct.
Ah,
Yeah,
okay, sir.
correct. So the point convert to the comma. So we directly say those separators numbers. Yeah.
Ah, okay, sir.
The other
Thank
will be the same. But again, when we talk to be more specific, so let's say this number, I will choose not this one, not this one. Let's say this this number, yeah, 400,360. Let's say there is a point. Let's say 0.62. Yeah, so it will be same to read. I mean, like 400,000 and 400,360, comma, yeah, 62 rupiahs. If we say in Indonesian context, yeah.
Okay, I got it.
Yeah.
So I had another question. What was the point of UK still using like pound, didn't use euros? I didn't get it.
Oh, I mean the symbols. You see, this is the, sorry. So this is the symbol of euro.
Yep.
Yep.
And
And also this one, this pound sterling. So do
Yep.
not get confused or saying this one wrongly. Yeah.
Yep. So, but you said you asked us a question like UK. Why is he like why UK is using pound instead of euro? And I didn't
Oh,
get the answer.
yeah. Got it. So the UK. So at the first, in the political or in the doing transactions between the European countries, they use euros. Yeah, let's say in Indonesia, yeah, we all agree to use rupiah. Yeah, in order to make easier, yeah, in the terms of the tool of payment or the cash, yeah, the money, the money, yeah. But when they closely or doing analyze thoroughly toward their trade, they find out when they are using the euros, it doesn't give a benefit to them, especially in the terms of I don't really remember. You can look up into more specific in the terms of Brexit. But again, rather than, I mean, besides the tool of payment, they also find out the, so like in the Euros Union, I mean, like the organization in Euro that being signed, yeah, become the Euro Union's organizations. They also give an adapt, yeah, you know, like the policy of giving some leverage or some liabilities. Let's say in the Greek, yeah, in the Greek, in Yunani, you know, Greeks, Yunani, in bahasa we call Yunani. Nah, and those kind of policy, it makes them do not really again being the party who experience the advantage of those policy. So there is a lot of policy in the Euro unions that make them experience losses. That's why they prefer to using the UK, the pound sterling, and not only the pound sterling. It will be more how to say, like more advanced effects. Yeah, not only about the tools of payment, but also the even the like the visa. I mean the movement of one people will be going, let's say, in the Germany to the English, yeah, to the England, sorry, to the England, yeah, to the England. It will be easier if they still in the part of the European Unions. But when they separate it, it will be affect those kind of policy. Yeah. So again, yeah, a lot of things when we talk about the Brexit, but one of the things that being affected is about the economic way, yeah, or the financial aspect. Again, I'm not really have a like a deep one about the Brexit, but again, one of the reasons, one of the reasons is about the the transactions, yeah, the using of the payment. Yeah, and again, when we talk about, let's say about rupiahs, yeah, rupiahs, I mean like the value rupiahs, when we are converting to the dollars, like the capability of dollars is access or higher than the rupiahs. So again, to make the rupiahs become the stable value, supposed to be the many parties using the rupiahs, right? So that's like the simplest way, yeah, to how to say, like to getting understand, yeah, using the currency. Like in China is allowing Indonesia using the rupiahs, and also when the China doing transactions in the I mean to Indonesia, as example, they can use the renminbi. Yeah, again, it's like the law of quantity and demand. So the more parties that use kind of, let's say, the payment or buying those things, it will be how to say, like become powerful, right? So yeah, again, like the English, yeah, the language of English. Why everyone learn to how to speak and yeah, again to understand an English, because in the globally, or in the global aspect, they spoke English, yeah. I mean, like they prefer or understands English rather than, let's say, the Indonesia, or let's say the Mandarin, or even the Mandarin still, yeah, still way beyond further rather than Indonesia, yeah. But again, how to not how to, it's about, yeah, again, about the power of the country itself in the terms of economic, political, or even anything, yeah.
Okay, so I got it. Thanks a lot for the explanation.
Okay. Okay, so I check the chat. Hyphen, is hyphen important in numbers? For example, why 21 instead of 21? Oh, yeah. In the correct grammar, hyphen is is an essential, yeah, class. But in this subject, I will not push you to more using the hyphen. It's for me, that's okay. But again, if you learn this hyphen is an essential and want to learn more, yeah, that's okay. Yeah, like startup, using the start hyphen the up. Yeah. So is it important? Yes, it's an important one. But again, it's really requested in this subject? Not really. Yeah. The point is how you speak or pronounce correctly. Like Indonesian accent, Afghanistan accents, let's say the Batanese accent, the Javanese accents. It's for me, it's okay. Yeah, as long you getting familiar and practice more and more how to speak in English, yeah, correctly. But again, I will give you the listening sections, yeah, using the videos that I will put in the Edmodo. Do you know how to use Edmodo, class? Have you checked your Edmodo, the materials that I uploaded?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay. And I will also assign you to watch those video later on after we dismiss our class. And I hope you can not only learn but practice, yeah, regularly. Let's say in your dormitory, or even if you ever heard the terminology of self-talk, yeah, you can use that kind of method, yeah. So you will be again getting familiar. Okay. So I will